a small percentage of people who watch my videos are actually subscribed. If you like my videos, please subscribe. It's free. You can always unsubscribe later if you want to. Enjoy the video. 300 players simulate a huge civilization in Minecraft. Looks like this video is by JJK03. 40.6 thousand subscribers. Wow, nice. Premiered on April 6th. Okay, so it's been on YouTube for a little while. So I've reacted to 100 players simulate a huge civilization in Minecraft and 200 players, both by different people. And now I can do 300 as well. So I'm excited to see what this is. I mean, sometimes bigger is better. Let's see if this is the case.
In a Minecraft social experiment, my team and I have created a way to simulate civilization in Minecraft like it was never done before, with 300 players. This is Atlas,
Wonder if the server
a country
lagged
with
in.
7 different islands, where players will be separated into different groups on their own islands. To make them feel connected to each other, we have decided to give each team their own set of perks and disadvantages. They will also have to elect a leader to guide them, diplomatically or by force. Oh, and also, the server isn't hardcore. It means that everyone has only one life. Will civilization form, or will they all plunge into war? Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Nations Season 2.
Nation Season 2, so we already did Season 1.
I would like to thank our partners Webpoet Hosting for making this
I
possible.
wonder what that was
Also,
like.
all the people listening
I
on the screen
reacted
right
to
now.
that.
If
If
you
I
wish
can
to
find it.
participate in future videos like this one,
Later.
make sure to subscribe and join the Nations Discord. On this note, let's get started.
He's a Discord server too, nice.
Everything
won too.
started with releasing
Exclaim
the 300
Discord.
players on their own island. They all started running in every direction to start gathering resources. For a lot of the islands, food was the biggest issue. The Waste Island is mostly dead and has no living creatures, grass or plants on the surface, so food was really challenging to get. The other nations mainly headed for the caves to get some armor and basic tools to defend themselves and work faster. Once they
Right.
gathered all the materials needed to build a little outpost, groups of people started building camps to live in with their teams and farm food. The Swamp Nation settled near a lake to be able to grow crops and fish for food. The Plain
That's a
Nation
good
also
idea.
started working on a farm to grow crops with some houses around it to pass the night. The rest of the
Yeah, planting crops, especially like whenever there's, whenever you're in that sort of situation, is a really good idea in my opinion. I mean, like, even in Minecraft, you need food to survive. And of course, the bigger your farm, the more seeds you have that you can plant and everything like that, the more food that you will get. I mean, that's just basic logic. So, it's really good for that. For the people in that area that they managed to do that anyway.
The nations also went for similar outposts, jungle near an ocean, desert on top of a mountain, and snow inside a cave. People also started giving each other's roles, like farmers, miners, builders, and even leaders, but more about that later. Oh, also, I have to mention that a lot of people died due to monsters, mainly because of the little gear they had and them not being ready to face them.
Guys, we.
Oh my god.
Anyways, this was everything for day 1, the server shut
Crazy.
down, and everyone started to get ready for day 2.
I just had a thought, like whenever you're a part of this sort of like social experiment sort of thing, like if you're a part of a civilization in Minecraft, like even if you create like civilizations in different games, like City Skylines, for example, planning ahead is very important. Planning just in general is very important. There's a lot of aspects of running a civilization or society that you do need to take into account. I mean, some aspects are more important than others, but you really do need to work hard and get those needs taken care of.
Day 2 started with all the teams wanting to figure out what their perks are, to be able to take advantage of them. The Plain Nation figured that they are able to mine faster if they sneak, but they are weaker when it rains, which could be a huge disadvantage during a battle. Nonetheless, they were expanding their town due to their ease of gathering resources quickly. They even held a leader election. There were 2 main candidates, a player called Mistralak who was presenting himself alone, and a player called Code who presented himself along with his government. The entire nation voted, and Code was elected leader of Plains. On the Waste and Desert Island, teams also held election. On the Waste Island, a player called Bry was elected with the promise of achieving world peace.
With the Great Nation plan that I have, which is basically uniting all 6 nations under one, which a lot of over 30 people are in. It's coming a reality. It's becoming a reality right now.
Bry had a dream
Interesting.
to unite all 6 nations under the same banner, and with his people believing in him, he got elected. In my opinion, this man is trying the impossible. You guys need to understand how hard of a task it is to achieve that. I
Yeah.
have tried and experimented. When you place players on a map and tell them do as you will, they will try to gain power by killing each others. Anyways, on the desert island, the Death Creeper was elected as leader, by being the most convincing and fitting for the job. Leadership apart, on the Swamp Island, the players realized that their perk was better movement underwater, so they took the decision to keep their starter base and expand onto it. And I have to say, they did an amazing job at building all of that, only in 2
That looks
days.
really good.
On the Waste Island, they actually find a way to resolve the food issue by eating berries and rotten flesh, because one of their perk is not getting food poisoned by eating rotten flesh. Oh, also, on the desert island, the leader decided to exile a player called Zombie Dwarf.
So zombie, your options are either two: contribute all your diamonds with everybody in the nation, or get exiled.
You see, on nations, leaders are allowed to exile people. When someone gets exiled, they are kicked from their nation and have to live alone on the exile island until the border drops. The reason for the exile was that Zombie didn't want to share his diamond gear with the rest of the team, so the leader resulted by exiling him. This wraps it up for day 2, let's move on to day 3. Inspired by the other nations, today, Jungle, Snow and Swamp will be electing their leaders. The first one was Jungle. Multiple candidates presented themselves and held speeches.
Hello everyone. If you don't already know who I am, I'm Chilium. I've been helping around with the nation a little bit since day one. I'm here to run for King of the Jungle.
Vote for me.
Is that it?
What
After
was
the
that?
vote, Chilium, one of the candidates, won the election with more than 80% of the votes. Before we
Nice.
move on to other elections, something important was happening on the Waste Island. Right after Bry was elected yesterday, the team held an election for a second and
Wait,
third
wait, hold up.
island. Right after
You cannot tell me that this doesn't look like Sapnap's Minecraft skin. Like, I really want, like, the face, it looks really similar. I wish I had, like, a side-by-side kind of thing to see how similar it
Bry was
actually
elected
is.
yesterday, the team held an election for
Maybe
a
it is
second
the same
and
one, I
third
don't
in
know.
command. The second in
Maybe
command,
Sapnap is
Emerald,
his favorite YouTuber
didn't
and
really
wants to use his
appreciate the
skin.
third in command,
Who knows?
Yoshimaru, who was not ready for the Grand Nation idea, so they decided to make them resign by force, which actually worked out.
We're actually here to talk to you. The third council position was not supposed to be allocated to you, and we want you to resign from it. Now, if you don't resign, as you can see here, we're ready to kill you.
They resigned and were eventually replaced. Jumping onto the Snow Nation, they also held an election in a similar fashion to Jungle. In the end, a player called BS Games was elected by having the most votes. And finally, on the Swamp Island, election also happened. A player called Zombie Killer was elected as the Swamp leader. At this point, every nation had their own leader, which will let them improve themselves a lot faster, because now they will have someone to guide them. Meanwhile, in the Plain Nation, things were going fast. They managed to organize themselves and move to a new location, to work on a bigger and improved city. Also, the Desert Nation built a giant statue to honor their leader, which I have to say, looks pretty amazing. By the way, there is something I still didn't tell you about. Before we release the players on the map, I have placed a ton of hidden loot in secret locations containing special loot like netherite, potions, weapons, armor and more. We also have special items hidden all over the place, like second chance totems that can be crafted out of 3 second chance pieces. This totem allows you to bring back someone from the dead. We also have
Really?
another totem called the Totem of Recall
That could
allows you
change
to
the
bring
whole game.
someone new onto the server. Oh, and the last item. You guys have already seen it. The crown that I have given to all the leaders. This crown makes them a whole lot stronger by doubling their hearts, so it's a huge advantage. I have talked about everything that happened in day 3, so let's move on. Just before we go on with the
Yeah, those items completely change I can only imagine how much it would completely change the course of this what he calls it, a social experiment.
day 4, let me tell you about our partners, Webawet Hosting. This event was entirely made possible because of them. Let me summarize it for you. Having 300 players on a server is not easy, and usually result with the server exploding. But with their help, we managed to do it, and with no lag at all. The server was smooth at all time, which made recording so much easier. So if you need servers, I cannot recommend better than them, because there is no better. You can use my code to get 33% off. Poet Hosting, thank you so much. Here's day 4. Day 4 will start with a question that everyone is asking themselves. What do we do now? Well, the Waste Leader Bry has something in mind. Remember when I told you about his plan of uniting all 6 nations? He decided that now that everyone has their leader, it's time to share his master plan. He called a meeting with all the leaders in a secret place. They all came and started talking. After a while, Bry decided to speak about his plan.
I mean, I think we're all aware of my plan. I've discussed it heavily with each other, but I think it's time I give a real explanation that we all can get if you aren't fully aware of the plan. So I've been working on this for around 2 weeks now. I have created something called Grand Nation. I want every nation to come together and unite. I feel like one big thing that separates all of us is multiple things: resources, political ideas, leaders being separate. These name tags, as you can all see, they're all different colors, they're all different names, but we all share that one crown.
The leaders started giving their opinion on the proposition and saying that they liked Bry's plan and were ready to join if everything goes well in the next couple of days. All were on his side, apart from one person. The swamp leader, Zombie Killer, was against this idea. He didn't want his nation to take part of an alliance, but rather stay alone and focus on defending themselves. Only if he knew that taking this decision was a huge blunder. Bry didn't really like Zombie's choice, as it was a threat to world peace. After the meeting, Bry reached out to a friend of his on the Swamp Island, called Erku. He explained all his world peace plan to him and how Swamp was not gonna be part of it. So he asked him to go to his nation's capital and assassinate Zombie Killer and take his place as the Swamp leader. Erku, being all for Bry's Grand Nation plan, went back to his island, contacted some of his friends, and started preparing a plan for the perfect assassination. Erku and his team went inside the election room to make sure that the victim can't run away. After Zombie would enter the door, one of Erku's friends would go to the entrance and block it off. At this point, Erku will talk with Zombie and ask him if he would let go of his crown without any violence. If Zombie says no, they will attack him and take it by force. Everything was ready. Zombie entered the room and checkmate. He was trapped with them.
Wow.
Swamp now had a new leader. After those actions, the Swamp citizens were scared. They didn't want of a murderer as their leader. Erku tried to explain why he did that, but no hope. Some people just didn't trust him. And that's how the Swamp Nation were split in half. From one side, Erku's Swamp was the people that decided to stay with the new king, and the other side called themselves True Swamp, was the people that decided to stay loyal to the old king and not follow Erku. Nonetheless, Erku was proud, and now felt like world peace was possible. Only if he knew that that was just the beginning of the fall.
Day 5. Let's see what
Day
the
5 started with a bit of chaos. 2 jungle members and 1 desert member decided to leave their nation to live a passive life far from any civilization. But their leaders took that in another way. I'll let Dolly explain it to you.
So, at the beginning of this, I was talking to these two, and they felt pretty badly treated at jungle, and they wanted to leave. And as soon as they decided to do so, their leader puts a hit out on every one of them for no reason. It's evil.
Yeah,
Wow.
we want
Yeah.
revenge for
So-
getting kicked out of nowhere.
Yeah, they wanted to have a peaceful life, and now they're about to get killed for it. And we can't have that. We have to strike first here.
Dolly's team was frustrated by how they got treated by their old leaders, so they decided to take revenge and act. They made their way to the jungle capital and started killing people after people. They even started chasing the jungle leader, Chiliam. Chiliam was scared and decided to flee, and called some of his allies to save him. Sadly, they were not fast enough.
No way.
Chiliam was assassinated, leaving the jungle with no leader and being the second leader to die in 2 days, ruining the reputation of Bry's Grand Nations plan. Moving on, the True Swamp group decided to ally with Plane, because the leader Code stopped believing in the Grand Nation plan after Bry commissioned Erku to kill Zombie Killer. For Code, Bry is just using the world peace as a plan to rule over the world. The political relations between the 6 nations were starting to get so complex that day that the desert leader had to draw a map to understand it better. Guys, just look at that. I told
Wait, I want to see that. I want to see that.
leader had to draw a map to understand it better.
Yeah. Green, friendly, yellow, neutral, red, enemy. Yeah, okay.
Guys, just look at that. I told you, world peace was not gonna be easy. Oh, also, the rest of the jungle members were left with no home and no one to guide them, so they tried to seek refuge in plains. They got denied, then went to the desert and were allowed to stay there. This day was a disaster for the Grand Nations plan. World peace has never been this far.
Day
Day
6.
6 started with a lot of confusion, so get ready for that. The Plane Leader Code thinks that Bry is the bad guy, because he thinks that it's his fault if Zombie Killer is dead. Which is not true, because yes, he asked Erku to do it, but it was still Erku's choice. He also thinks that what happened in jungle yesterday is Bry's fault, even though it was 3 random guys that just wanted to take revenge on their nation. This is gonna cause problems. In all this confusion, he ordered the Plane army to go and destroy the Waste capital and kill everyone they saw. They went there and killed a lot of people and destroyed the entire capital with TNT. Which kinda looked cool, not gonna lie. I mean, look at this awesome montage of it. Anyways, while all the Plane soldiers were in Waste, the Waste soldiers used the occasion to raid the Plane capital, and they got killed. Well, not the best day for Waste. They lost a lot of their strong members and their home. All of that only on a misunderstanding. Something else that is very important also happened on day 6. A new member was given a crown, and not from the 6 nations you know, an exile member. Remember this player called Zombie Dwarf that got exiled on day 2? He formed his own team, who were all ready to leave their nations to team with Zombie. With that many players on his side, in my eyes, he was a true leader and was given a leader's crown.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, then he just kills us all.
Why did it take half my damage?
It
What?
hurts a bit when you put it on.
Oh my god.
Wait, imagine you put it on and just die. Anyways, what's my perks? I don't even know.
You guys glow sometimes.
Wow. That's
Okay, so
Zombie, as a leader now, had a plan. Stop the conflicts in the world and live all in peace as one nation. Alright, guys, now that you have proven that you trust Zombie,
everybody run, everybody scatter, he's gonna smite, everybody scatter, everybody scatter, everybody scatter.
okay, you're a great team, you're a great team.
Good job everyone.
I see you in the background, I know you're getting hyped. Will he save the world? Will he die like the other leaders? We'll see that pretty soon.
Alright, day 7.
Day 7. Nothing crazy happened on this day, so let's make it quick. First,
Okay.
the newly created team of zombies started marching towards the Exile Island to establish camp. During this time, we got news that Code, the Plane leader, couldn't join us anymore, so Plane held a re-election, and their new leader was Tarpor. Tarpor, this crown is not a new one, it's the one of the old king. So I'm gonna give it to you, and from now, Plane has the most people alive since the beginning of the event, so I hope you can keep this up. Here, I'll let you
we
put
will.
the crown.
We will. And not
Going back to Zombie's team, they arrived to the Exile Island and started working on their brand new base. I'm taking shots now for the video to show Exile, and that's what you guys are showing.
That's what we do here. That's what we do.
On the Swamp Island, a lot was happening. First of all, the survivors of the Waste Island regrouped in the Swamp capital because the two nations are allies. They also spotted a plane member spying on them, so they decided to attack him. And don't ask me how, but this guy managed to survive. I never saw that before. He managed to tank the hits of 20 players and escape them. That's crazy. Anyways, after this conflict, the player that escaped, Ilib, reported those actions to the plane leader. The plane nation were scared. They had way too many enemies, so they decided to move and hide in the old jungle capital. And finally, the second exile group, who I'll be referring to as the Dollies group from now on, that took out the jungle team, expanded, and were now a lot more than only 3 players. Their opinion on society is, I quote them, "We hate government and politics." This was everything for day 7.
Wow.
Every nation is scared. Scared to get attacked, scared to get killed, scared to lose more of their friends. In this time of despair, Zombie decided to call a meeting with all the leaders, including Dolly, because his team has killed a lot of people and are the major threat right now. In this meeting, a lot was said. I will leave you with it.
You probably won't believe this because I'm under the same exile nation, but I'm not with Rasplin or Dolly or their team or whatever. I'm the one that called this meeting with you all today because, in all honesty, the way I see it, there's really only 2 options. It's either peace or war. The thing is, my whole main reason for being here is to ask you all to exile your entire nations.
You want us all to join the Black Banner?
Think about it, right? Just hear me out. It's either you do this, or Rasplin and team just slowly pick you off like they have been doing, and realistically, you've not been able to stop it so far. The first meeting on this table, you came up with the pretenses of peace. And look where it got you. To here. Because so many of you held power, so many of you have your own ways and plans and choices to do things that it's not been working. It was never going to be an option. Control over so many people with that, it was always going to cause conflict.
After this amazing speech that Zombie gave, the leaders still didn't want to all ally together. They talked and talked even more, but nothing. Everyone just wanted the best for them. Right after the meeting ended, while the leaders were walking back home, Zombie and Torpor got ambushed. Not being able to defend himself, the plane leader got killed.
Wow.
Zombie managed to escape with a boat just in time. Zombie, shocked by what just happened, couldn't leave one more team be alone with no leader. He couldn't let what happened in jungle happen again. He went to the plane capital and talked with the plane members. He gave them a proposal to leave planes and join the Black Banner on his side. After a long talk, the plane members felt like he wanted to save them and accepted. And this is how the Plane Nation was now dissolved. They were all under the Exile banner. While all of that was happening, Dolly's team who killed Torpor were all together celebrating their victory, but something huge was gonna happen. One of the members of the team called Rasplin had managed to get his hand on a Nend Crystal, a weapon that allows you to one-shot anyone. All this time, he has been thinking that he was on the wrong side, that those people that he was teaming with only wanted chaos, and that was not about defense anymore. They were only killing for killing. He looked at them for a last time, placed the End Crystal, and blew it up.
Whoa. He just killed so many people.
In a single second, he has killed every single person on his team. Rasplin has lost all his friends, but to the eyes of the world, he was now a hero. Day 9, the final day.
Wow, I'm surprised.
This day also started with a meeting, but let me cut it short for you. Zombie proposed again his idea to unite everyone under the same banner, and this time, with the threat of Dolly's team eliminated and the Waste Plane conflict over because Plane doesn't exist anymore, they decided to do it. But just before that, they all wanted to go back to their islands to get some business done, aka kill people they don't like before they lose the crown perk. Yes, I know, those guys are the leaders. There was also something really unexpected that happened. BS Games, the Snow leader, was kind of mad at Zombie Dwarf. The reason was, you remember how Zombie formed his own team a couple of days ago? Yeah, those people were BS Games friends, and he felt like Zombie took them away from him. So he challenged him to an ultimate duel, on the Exile Island.
Zombie Dwarf, you stole my people away from me. You stole them away from me. You took away my happiness when you stole my people, Zombie Dwarf.
Wow.
You took away my happiness and the feeling
How
of
do you
freedom.
donate?
And for that,
You
no matter,
can't donate.
even if
I
you're
don't have
trying to
anything like
make
that, so-
world peace, you will suffer. You will suffer, Zombie Dwarf. Are you ready to die?
I got one thing to say to you, Blake. This is the last L you're ever
Like, I'm
gonna
not like a
take
partner or
before
anything,
Nation.
so you can't donate. Alright, so who's gonna win this battle? I can't even tell who's
If
winning.
Zombie dies right now, all the world peace unification is over. It will never happen. If Zombie loses this fight, war will never end.
Uh-oh. Come on, Zombie. Peace is better than war. Come on, you can do it. Come on.
Simple no!
Come on, you got him on the run.
Blake.
Come on.
Oh no! I'll be back, Zombie!
No, you won't. You're finishing this here.
How many dogs is
Hey, my
there?
mission!
Zombie won.
He won
And
the
as the leaders
fight.
agreed on, everyone was exiled and turned to the Black Banner under the name Utopia. Everyone was now living in peace as one nation on the Exile Island.
My idea was to unite us four because people were all separated, not only because we don't know each other, like we're all different together, but we're also separated by the fact that since we're all on different islands, we don't really know each other. And these name tags and stuff, they separate us and want us all gone. That's why there's so much fighting. So with the Grand Nation deal, now that we're all together, we're all not different. We can all live in unity. That's pretty much the idea, was to unite everybody together. And I think it's safe to say we've done it. So Grand Nation has pretty much prevailed at the end of the day, no matter all the people I had to fight to make the idea. So thank you for listening. Thank you for playing.
We are only as strong as we are united, as weak as we are divided. Wow. We're only strong as we are united, as weak as we are. Wow, that's powerful. That's some powerful stuff.
Zombie, you done it!
Zombie,
you've done it!
I freaking did it!
Zombie, you've done it!
Zombie! Somebody
Oh,
wrote here, I love Zombie!
oh, yo! Oh, I haven't seen that.
It ended in peace. I never thought it would happen. That was Nation Season 2. If you enjoyed it and you wish to support me, there is a link to my Patreon in the description. If you want to see more of this content, feel free to subscribe. And it's been
Yeah,
Ray.
sure.
See you next time.
Wow, that was a good video. I did 100 players, Simulated Civilization, and 200, now 300. Now this video is actually a lot different than the 100 players and 200 players, because in those videos there was a lot more war going on than this. The video actually there was actual like wars, like nation against nation. You know, like people from different biomes going to war with each other. And there was like only like a few people from a nation remaining, I think. I could be wrong. I haven't seen that video since I reacted to it, but yeah, this is a really good video. I really enjoyed it.